Welcome back to the channel, everybody. If you're new here, my name is Tyler, and it's been a couple months since I put out my last video. It's just been so busy with cutting wood and my 7-month-old just learning how to be parents, I guess. And so yeah, I'm not sure what's all in this camera, but it'll be on this video. So hope you all enjoy. Ain't that right, Clay? Well, guys, we have the gold beauty. Now we have the black beauty. Looking rig right there. Is that front part full? What? Is that front part full? Here we have Gene's first load dumping with this tractor. The newer tractor, I should say. In the old Cabover. Okay, there's living clay taking off high yielding corn. 155 bucks an acre. Pretty sure the previous owner put a new bumper on it. It's nice stainless steel bolts and everything. And I replaced the headlights on it a couple days ago, and get a new windshield for the driver's side. It's a nice big crack in it. It's not too expensive to replace, so why not? Other than that, shine the fuel tanks up, and we are working on the rims to shine those up. So we got about half of it, but that's quite a project for some reason. So other than that, this thing's pretty sharp. I mean, a lot better shape than the other one was when we first got it. Airbags, hoses. We got dual stacks ordered for this. I got to find another mounting bracket. Take the fuel tank off, drill some holes. Should look nice come next year. Last load of the year. Woohoo! This is a 9-speed transmission. Got a lot of plans for this truck. I'm going to get rid of this shaggy carpet and put leather, vinyl, whatever that stuff's called, kill mat down to help reduce vibrations. But other than that, it's a nice looking truck. It says 250,000 miles on it. I doubt that's accurate, but it's still a nice sound truck. We've hauled 2 loads so far with it. It's been great. This is a 1984, and look at that. Power windows on the right side anyway. A little slow going back up. We'll get there eventually. Almost there. Got her. And the mirror adjusts electrically. That's great. An air ride suspension rides super nice. Mower needs some work. guess that's enough yapping about the truck. I gotta get the raincoat. Probably can't tell from here, but we got two different varieties in this field. We filled half the planter with a variety from one elevator, and half the field and half the planter from the other variety from the other elevator. So basically we're just doing a little test plot kind of on all our fields. So I sold all my beans and my wheat last Friday at like $9.89 or $9.93, and then Monday, this whole last week they've been doing nothing but going up. So now they're at like $10.80. So that kind of makes sense. After you sell everything, they just go up. I'd say this field is averaging about $1.99 based on the scale tickets. I'm not sure if the combine monitor, I think that needs to be recalibrated. So that's going to be on the agenda for probably tomorrow. I don't know. It's a nice cloudy day. Lizzie's back in the combine after a couple years and somehow manages to leave a single row after starting from the end. It's hard to find good help. Here comes the Gold Beauty. That trailer is just a temporary solution, just a 24-footer. Well guys, we are on our way to pick up our third cabover, which is going to replace the second one. I'm excited, he's excited. Only one that's not excited is the one writing the check, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. There she is. Get a good look for yourself. So this is a 1983 Eagle package. Pretty sharp looking, color scheme and all. Came over here a couple hours ago, put the generator on it. It's kind of hard to start. Man, ain't this sharp? Beautiful Eagle package. All the dash panel covers are right there, so yes, it will look nicer when I get it back together. See if she starts. Almost. One mean machine. It is a bit nippy out here. It's like 20 degrees out, so she's a little cold, so I'll take it. As you can see my breath. Man, it's just sharp. Like the previous owner did some electrical work on there, so I'm looking forward to getting behind this piece, which I spent a lot of hours behind the previous 2 cabovers. She even has a clock. Oh yeah. So much room for activities in here. Well, we did get the truck home from being sandblasted. We got inside the shop here, backed it in, and started some painting today. This is just round 1 for today. This stuff don't really come off. It's still sticky. I mean, come off your hands, it's still sticky. And I'll get the rest of the nitty-gritty tomorrow. I spent a lot of time in the cab today trying to figure out why the dash lights weren't working. So I had all that stuff apart, and it turned out to be right inside of there is the dimmer box. Something just wasn't working inside, so I just bypassed the whole thing, and now they work. They're not dimmable anymore, they're full on, which that's all right. And we need a new power steering box seal kit since that's leaking. Overall, this truck's not in terrible shape. At some point, it will look as good as the Gold Beauty over here. I will say I think I've had enough for tonight. It's about 7 o'clock. Figuring out where wires go on these old Internationals is not very fun, but I'm getting better at it. After all, it is my third go around. Well, it has been a couple weeks since I've been out here. This is what we got done so far. I'm not sure if I've already filmed our work on this truck or not, but Dad got the mud flaps on, look pretty good. Got more painting done, changed out these hoses. Some point I welded something back onto there, but yeah, just didn't paint the drive shafts yet, and just small progress. We will be taking this to a truck shop here soon to get this worked on. You can see how the differential is a little twisted from the springs there, so that's not something that we want to deal with ourselves. We're going to work on the seals for these. Probably new seals on that one. Pretty much whatever it needs to make it safe. While it's in there, we're going to have them take the fuel tank off and mount another exhaust bracket right there, because it's just, while it's in there, might as well have them do it. The power steering pump still is leaking fairly decently for not using it. That'll be replaced. And pretty much what I'm working on is the turn signals. My two wires hanging out, my feed and I think my ground. I pretty much not use the grounds on that truck. I just ran a new ground wire and got rid of this wire. So what I do is I end up running two wires down here and up to here, attach one to the frame, and I will tap off the other wire to this wire right here, so that marker light will become a running light when the lights turn on. Basically, on the other two trucks, I just drilled a hole right here, and there was enough access up to that hole up there. Yeah, so yeah, basically whatever you can convert to LED on these trucks is something that you need to do. I got LED bulbs for all those clearance lights on top. I'll get those changed out. They do work pretty good, but whatever draw you can take off, you know, the circuit board or whatever, helps tremendously, because yeah, electric on these trucks is not superior by any means. I did spend a whole day tracking down why the dash lights didn't work. Ended up being that box in there. I don't know if you can see it. Basically, that's a dimming control box, and I had power going in, but no power going out, and you can't open the box, so I just bypass the whole thing. So I don't have dimmers on my dash lights, but that's okay. Also does need a new air dryer. The previous owner bypassed it because it wasn't working. That doesn't seem like a bad job to replace though. It is really cold in here. It's 40 degrees. I got radiant heat, but it takes a lot of propane to heat this big shop, and I'm okay with 40 degrees, so I'm a little cold and it's kind of hard to get going, but once I get going, I'll get going. The next thing is going to be interesting to fish wires down from that flasher mount down to here. Usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes, but sometimes I got lucky, sometimes it takes a while. Got my wire stash here. Got my idiot tester here. Oh. There we go. There's my power, there's my ground. White colored one is the ground, which I would no longer be using. Beautiful. All right. That took like 2 hours on the last truck I did. For some reason, I don't know, but this went about as great as can be. So this will go to my high brightness. This will go to my low brightness for the marker light, and the ground wire. So I'm on the other side of the truck, and I'm gonna do the same thing this side, so not really worth filming it twice, so stay tuned. So there are some things not working in this truck, and kind of curious. I took this cover off that covers this whole area. Right in there is the main cab, one of the main cab grounds, I believe, and it's just corroded and not connected. So we'll get that fixed while we're here, and hopefully that solves some issues. All right, these are ready to go back on. Yes, I'm using the cheap connectors instead of soldering. I have a history of taking these off multiple times because nothing is working right, so I'm going to continue doing that. So for right now, yes, I'm using these cheap ends. I do got the flasher all prepped and ready to go to put on. This will be my marker. No, this will be my marker light, my ground wire, and then my high 100% brightness for the turn signal. So, well, that is probably going to be it for tonight. It's 7 o'clock, and I don't really feel like being out here anymore because it's getting kind of cold. So hands are cold, so we'll see you tomorrow. So I ran over to my dad's shop and got some of these little connectors here for the ground wire. So it came in a pack of two, a kit of two, I should say, and that kit included a bunch of other stuff that I was short on over here. So I think I kind of made out in the deal. All right, I'm on top of the cab right now, taking off these lenses to get to the bulbs. I got some nice new LED bulbs for these clearance lights. Gonna be nice. Oh yeah. Got these nice 6000K little lights to put in here, just like the other truck. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. Well, it's kind of hard to do left-handed. Well, let's see how she looks. All the LED lights are in. Oh. I'm gonna assume it's just a bad connection, but the rest of the truck looks pretty good. Headlight has a little bit of a flicker. Wouldn't be surprised that's a bad connection in there too, whoever did that. It's kind of dim. Oh, there it goes. I bet it's a bad connection in there. Oh well. Other than that, looks pretty good. We'll have to find another horn because that bracket busted, so that's why they don't took it down. Well, let's say this truck is about ready to go get worked on by professionals. So got all electrical stuff done I want to get done and fixed, and she's about ready to go. Besides a few hoses, but I'll get those Monday. I was toying with this one, the clearance lights up top. The lenses has been in there for 40 some years, and they're held in place by a rubber gasket, which is probably dry rotted, and I just can't get it out. So I'm trying to find replacement ones, which is going about as good as you can imagine for being 40 years old. So here's that exhaust bracket that's going to go on the driver's side. I got to take this hydraulic jack off, so I might use that as a spare, but I don't need the bracket. So I got my safety glasses here. We're gonna grind that off. Yes, they are sunglasses, but I don't care. Yes, newer blade. Still a good blade. It's just a little bit too small to reach in there, so I'll keep it around. Beautiful. Now I'll put my grinding wheel on and grind those smooth. I don't need this bracket anymore, but I will keep this piece on, so I'm just going to cut this off because those aren't going to come off easy. Last thing to cut is this, unneeded, so I'm just going to chop it off flush. Alright, bracket is ready for some more paint. Alright, so I got some Pour 15, my cup, some gloves, and my brush. So I got a whole box of these gloves in here just for this paint. This stuff does not come off very easily. Ask me how I know. 3 weeks ago I got some on my face and I didn't know it. Yeah, I had to pick off all the skin to my forehead, which didn't feel good for 2 weeks. But the stuff's good stuff. Never had any issues with it. Hopefully I don't have any issues with getting it on camera or anything, which will be my luck. But we shall see. So I'm gonna do the back first, then I'll tip it up and paint the front. This came off of another cabover that was in the junkyard about 10 miles from here. Kind of hard to find. All right, let's get her tipped up here. I'll probably shut you down here for now so I don't get any paint on you. I think I might hold off on painting because the sand kind of uncovered some welds that don't look too good. We aren't semi-truck drivers, so that's probably not safe. Well, I guess I'll just start, finish up this frame real quick. So I got the power steering reservoir and the rest of the frame. Fun. Can't go a whole lot further without getting paint on me, so yeah, I'm done. I will probably turn my attention to this tractor. I threw wax on it about a couple hours ago, so I think I will probably start wiping it off. You can see the 49 back there, looking sharp, looking pretty fine. So yeah, be interested to see how this one turns out. I'm excited. I got some new lights put up the last couple days. They're Lithonia CPRB round high bays, very bright. Helped light up the area where the 49's at. I threw some wax on here yesterday and the day before. So we will continue working on this guy. The paint on this guy isn't perfect, but it does look a lot better. I haven't gotten all the wax off yet, but it's looking sharp. Alright. A little chip there. I mean, this is a 3,000 hour tractor, so I'm not too picky about it. I would say not bad for a once over. Yeah, looks pretty good to me. I will say the last 2-3 weeks of Ohio weather has been absolutely brutal. So this is the finished product of the wood boiler that I installed back in August and September. Portage, Maine, 2534. Did put my first fire on there, so I'll probably keep track of that over the years. Do need a good stirring. Oh, kind of hard to do with one hand. All right, I'm gonna put you guys down. We'll say it's definitely been a huge learning curve with this thing. Knowing what wood to burn, and yeah, but I've made it 4 months now, so I'm glad I got it. This was all cut probably within the last 2 months. This stuff sooner, but that stuff is probably 2-3 months ago. It's been letting it sit there. Then I cut this yesterday morning, just to help me get through the week. So I got a lot cut for next year. So this and that trailer is just helping me get through on a week-to-week basis. So every Saturday morning I go out and cut and fill these two up to get me through the week. So that is about how much I burn in a week with good wood in 30 to 20 degree weather. If it gets real cold, then I'll go through probably 2 of these in a week. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with the Portage and Maine. Well guys, that's probably enough for a video. Haven't done one in a couple months, just been so busy with the 7-month-old now and cutting wood, and yeah, so been eventful. So hope to be back doing more videos as the year goes on.